You ready? One? You ready? Okay, the time is now 5:30. We will start the Finance and Purchasing Committee meeting for Monday, July 21st. Can I get a roll call, please?
Alderman Newsom,
Present.
Alderman Florian,
Present.
Alderman Hayes,
Present.
Alderman Donenworth,
Present.
Alderman Guzman.
All right, we have a quorum. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from June 16th, 2025?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Alderman Donenworth, second by Alderman Hayes. Are there any questions to the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item D, public comment. Is there anyone that wants to speak on any item that is on the agenda, finance agenda?
Yes, I do. Tom Capine.
All right, you can take the podium.
Okay, thank you. It was brought to my attention on Facebook that the tavern near our store, our business, Capine Studio, the tavern being what was called 17 North, then became a BZ, is now wanting to get a liquor license, and the same ownership, same people have it that has caused you great distress in the past and continue to do it through a number of times to the point where they are closed down, are now going to reopen it as deja vu. Now, if you know the meaning of that word, they're telling you everything you need to know. That we don't need to see this happen again. And in a very simple way, this is not progressing Waukegan. This has taken a huge step backwards. I've seen huge and wonderful things happen over the last several years. And the new administration has made good things happen, and I see a great future for Waukegan, but you do not need to step backwards. You need to move forward. And you need a better concept of what's going on downtown in that regard, and especially this committee needs to know that. There are things that need to happen, that can happen, with the right kind of vision, and opening one more bar in downtown, especially one with the reputation it had, is simply not going to fulfill the future that all of us want to have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, council. I'm so glad that there was somebody else up here speaking outside of myself. But again, what precedents are we, the city of Waukegan, setting? First, the son owned it, the par. The city penalized and kicks him out. So now you just go get the dad. The dad come get the license now. And the thing that's so remarkable to me is you all know this. You all are in this city and you see and hear the same thing that we're doing. As I'm looking on this agenda tonight, we are getting ready to pass 4, all with a liquor license. Is that the only business that Waukegan is known for? Is that the only way for us to make revenue or make money in a community? The most disgusting thing is, for me, I want to ask any of y'all, and I'm going to ask this whole council tonight, how many of y'all have dealt with alcohol in your households? Because I'm a child and I'm a product of it. It happened in my household, and I know what it did to me and my family. I'm watching what it's doing to my community every day that I walk up and down the street. What is progress about that? How are we defining progress? I think every business, and I'm sorry, because I want to see everybody thriving. I want to see everybody having a good time. I want to see the city beautiful. But alcohol is the #1 drug in the United States of America. It causes so much. Every gas station, every restaurant, every store that my babies have to go into, it's alcohol. Speeding, accidents, I grew up in Waukegan. I'm 47 years old. When I was growing up, people wasn't getting hit on Green Bay Road and left to die. People wasn't walking in the middle of the streets and running up on people's cars. What's destination about that? Do you think businesses is going to want to come to this community with alcohol everywhere? Because God knows if I had the money, and I know most of you, if you had the money, you would pack up and you will run as far as you can. I've watched so many politicians before y'all do exactly that. Retire, pack up, and go. But I thought they loved the city of Waukegan.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else? All right, we have no old business. 3, new business. Item A, a resolution authorizing and approving spending authority to procure professional services from SureTech Staffing, Inc. The contract is not expected to exceed $115,000. Funding will be sourced from line item GL code 100-9101-24435. Professional services are defined exemptions from the formal bidding procedure pursuant to section 2-458 subsection I-4. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Alderman Donenworth,
Second.
second by Alderman Hayes. Are there any questions to this motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Newsom,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Hayes,
Aye.
Alderman Donenworth,
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Motion carried. Item B, a resolution waiving competitive bidding requirements and authorizing and approving the purchase of a 2025 Chevy Tahoe police package vehicle from Curry Motors for an amount not to exceed $60,306. Can I get a motion on the floor?
Motion.
Motion by Alderman Donenworth. Second. Can I make the second? I make the second. The police department is seeking approval to purchase a 2025 Chevy Tahoe police package vehicle for use by the department's Community Crimes Division. This vehicle will primarily be used for overt operations such as crime suppression, traffic enforcement, and other visible enforcement activities. They are purchasing the vehicle directly from Curry Motors, authorized state bid agent and current vendor for the city of Waukegan. Currently, the Community Crimes Division is operating with several vehicles that are at the end of their service life. These vehicles require frequent repairs due to age and poor mechanical condition, significantly reducing the effectiveness of the unit's fleet. The purchase price is $58,006.90. Resulting in a savings of $2,299.10. The purchase will be made from federal forfeiture funds, line item 296-629-625-468. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
I have a question.
Alderman Hayes.
Thank you. If I remember correctly, we approved the purchase and did purchase a Tahoe earlier this year for risk management, or I know it was being used by Mr. Bentz before he departed the city. Why can't we use that Tahoe since he's no longer here? I believe that was a 2025 Tahoe as well.
I don't know who has that Tahoe now. Do you, does anyone know who's using that Tahoe at this moment?
Mayor Cunningham's using the Tahoe.
The mayor's using the Tahoe that we purchased for risk management? Chief, would you mind? sorry to put you on the spot, but would the Tahoe that we purchased earlier this year, which I think was a white 2025 Tahoe, be of use, or would it, I guess, satisfy the police needs for whatever you guys plan to use it for?
So the Tahoe that we get from Curry Motors is a police package. So it has upgrades in the alternator, brakes because of this constant use, and what we use it for, obviously, in our calls for service. So there is a difference between vehicles, and the wiring system there is different as well because of what we install inside of the police packages for our trucks.
So what would it cost to retrofit the Tahoe we have now with the items that you're telling us that the officers need?
I've never looked into that, sir. I'm not sure.
All right. So which vehicles are at the end of their service life?
So the exact ones, I don't know, but we're looking to get rid of, I believe, 3, because they're close to 200,000 miles.
What are those, old
They're
Tahoes?
all
Or
part of the gang and drug unit's vehicle, all part of their fleet. So we try to have a couple of larger vehicles because of the equipment that we store inside of them for our day-to-day operations.
Okay. So I'd be interested to know those vehicles, which ones we're getting rid of and the reason we're getting rid of them. I trust your explanation, but if you could provide anything further in the short term, that'd be really helpful. I wasn't exactly thrilled with the purchase of a Tahoe earlier this year at $60,000. I voted yes for it, but I remember having reservations about it, and now I really wish that we had not done that. It seems to me that we have a large number of vehicles in the city, some of which are being shuffled around right now under the new administration. I'm just not in favor of spending $60,000 on a vehicle unless it's absolutely necessary. So that's kind of where I come down on it. And I'm not of the opinion that the mayor needs a city-issued vehicle. I don't believe the prior mayor had a city-issued vehicle or even a vehicle stipend for that matter.
Alderman, this is would come out of our federal forfeiture funds. So those are the funds that we get from the federal government for all the seizures.
And what else could we use the federal forfeiture funds for?
There's a whole list of different things.
So we wouldn't have to purchase a vehicle. We could buy more the speed deterrent electronic signals that I think actually work using those funds, right?
We've never purchased. I would have to look at the regulations on that, but things to do with any equipment we need on the street, things to do with uniforms, things to do with the needs of our officers and the service that we give the community.
Okay. As a general statement, I think I voted yes on anything the police asked for and will likely continue to do so. But I think when we see a surplus of vehicles or vehicles potentially not being used for their intended purpose, it raises some red flags. So I'm not necessarily a no on this, but I want to learn a little bit more about why we need it, which vehicles we're retiring, and making sure that we don't have something in our fleet that could be used. You know what I mean?
I understand. I can get you the information.
Okay.
Ms. Florian?
Didn't Mr. Perfect have a Tahoe that was police outfitted?
No, he had a Ford Explorer, I believe, a Ford Explorer
Okay, and where's that vehicle now?
fleet.
Okay, so is that being used in the
That did have
same
a
way?
police
or-
package.
It did?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, but it can't be used for this
Oh, it's just
purpose?
a smaller vehicle, so we're looking to it's the amount of equipment we're looking to put into it.
Okay. All right, thank you, Chief.
Welcome.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Chief.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Newsom,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Hayes,
Aye.
Alderman Donenworth,
Aye.
Alderman Guzman,
Motion carried. Item C, a resolution authorizing and approving the Waukegan Fire Department to enter into a lease with Zoll for cardiac monitors. The lease for 10 annual installments of $74,816.21 over 120 months and funded from line item GL code 100-3020-25472. Can I get a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian.
Second.
Second by Alderman Hayes. The Waukegan Fire Department is seeking spending authority to exceed $25,000. Our cardiac monitor needs to upgrade. Our current models are 7 years old and reaching the end of their service life. Are there any questions? Alderman Florian.
I'm sorry, I looked through the information and I could never find how many we were talking about, so.
It says it.
It's 4 or 6, so that every ambulance will have the same monitor.
4, did you say?
6.
6. And so for 10 years, it's going to cost us $740,000 to have 6 cardiac monitors?
So it's 6, and then at 5 years, we get another round of monitors because the technology is rapidly changing. So maybe the correct answer is to say 12. So it is a round of 6, and then in 5 years, it is a second round of 6 monitors.
Sorry, how much is it to buy one?
So currently, to purchase the monitors that we have now, they are $56,000 a piece. The new monitors that are coming out shortly are projected to be between $60,000 to $65,000 each.
So this does save a little bit of money by leasing them versus buying them and replacing them in 5 years.
It does, and it covers our service contract, our IT fees and stuff that we pay in addition to just the monitors. It's cables and the wear and tear stuff that we get every year on them. So for our projected savings over the next 10 years is $134,000.
And we get the upgrade in 5 years.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for that explanation.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Newsom,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Hayes,
Aye.
Alderman Donenworth.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item D, a resolution authorizing and approving the purchase of personal protective equipment from W.S. Darley in the amount of $89,125, funded by GL Code 100-3020-25469. Motion
So
on the
moved.
floor. Motion by Alderman Florian. Second.
Second.
Second by Alderman Donenworth. The Waukegan Fire Department is seeking spending authority to exceed $25,000. Our equipment vendor, W.S. Darling, provides personal protective equipment. This would consist of firefighter turnout coats, pants, helmets, boots, and supplemental gear. The amount will come to an estimated amount of close to $100,000. They won't exceed that. $89,125. Are there any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Newsom,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Hayes,
Aye.
Alderman Donenworth.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item E, an ordinance increasing the number of liquor licenses to 175. Can I get a motion on the floor?
Motion.
Motion by Alderman Donenworth. Second. I'll make a motion to get it on the floor. Are there any questions? Staff has recommended that any discussion be made and it move to the council floor and to be held over for further discussion. Alderman Florian.
So you said we're moving this to council and then it'll be held over at council? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, the information I got, I'm trying to find it here. Apparently, there's a fear on someone's part that we have too few liquor licenses compared to some of the other communities. I can't find the exact email, but they figured it out per capita based on population and how many liquor licenses. And apparently, we're woefully low in Waukegan. I have yet to find someone who feels we have too few liquor licenses. I realize there's 3, because 1 got taken off, liquor licenses tonight. Some of them I'm actually going to vote for. They're a little taco restaurant. They should probably be able to sell beer and margaritas with their tacos. One of them's a banquet hall. I don't have a problem with that. But some of these liquor licenses that we've passed in the past, have been horrible for our community. And as Mr. Edwards pointed out earlier, I think probably everyone in this room has known someone in their family or friends circle who's struggled with alcoholism. My father was an alcoholic. Both my grandfathers were. There's other people in my family who will remain unnamed that probably are alcoholics too. It can be a devastating disease. I just can't believe we don't have enough liquor licenses in town. And I am so against this. I've been against a lot of things since I've sat up here, but this is probably one of the ones I'm most against, is just blanketly approving liquor licenses ahead of time. Everyone else has had to go through the process. Why shouldn't the next 75 people or 25 people, whoever it is? It just doesn't seem right to me. When an establishment goes bad, we are the ones that get the phone calls about it and have to deal with the consequences, but yet we're not going to get to approve these at all. That's just going to be in someone else's hands. I just think this is a horrible, horrible idea.
Alderman Hayes.
First and foremost, I'm against this even going to council. I think that this needs to have further discussion at the committee level, and people need to weigh in on it at this level before it goes to council, even if it's for a ceremonial, holdover. Then it's on the general council agenda, and I don't think it belongs there. I think there's a lot of people that will have something to say about this. With that in mind, I don't even know why we're doing this. What problem are we solving? How does this benefit the city? These are the threshold questions that we have to ask before we do anything. How does pre-approving liquor licenses help anybody? I understand that certain aldermen have voted in favor of taking away some of the authority that alderpersons have at this moment about approving liquor licenses and having people come before city council. They've already started to hollow out what we're able to accomplish. But if, big picture, we're elected to give people a voice, and we start pre-approving things, we have silenced them. We have silenced the people that put us in these seats by just blanketly approving liquor licenses. I mean, this city has a ton of problems. Finding a place to buy alcohol is not one of them. Why would we do this? There's a couple different ways to look at it. First, I talked about the silencing the people that put us in these seats. Second, there's this idea that sometimes slow is fast and fast is slow. If we take our time up front and we process the applications and we vet the people that want the privilege of holding a liquor license in this city, we actually save ourselves a ton of time and resources, headache, and frankly, political capital on the back end. Why? Because they have to fill out an application that they think is too long and then come before city council and potentially answer some hard questions. If we make them go through that process, we likely don't have to go through the process of, on the back end, neighbor complaints, then getting the police and code enforcement involved, conducting an investigation, building a file, then bringing the file before the liquor commissioner, then paying attorney's fees to be part of that hearing, and then potentially facing an appeal. We are talking about 10, 20, 30, 40 hours of time on the back end, not to mention the damage that's done to that block, that street, that neighborhood, that ward. Why would we pre-approve this? How does it help anybody? So if slow is fast, that means we take our time on the front end and we avoid problems on the back end. If we try to rubber stamp these things, as some propose, and just push them through, we are inviting problems and, frankly, danger on the back end, because that's what happens when people are overserved, when they know that they can go to certain establishments and get underage purchasers can buy alcohol. We are inviting problems. I don't know why we would do that. I don't understand how that serves our constituents, and I am adamantly opposed to it. As was pointed out to me earlier, if we start pre-approving liquor licenses if someone comes before us with an application that meets our criteria, we might not have a basis to deny them. What if you don't like the block or the building or something about the business, or it's an owner that previously had a problem? We won't have a basis for saying no, or it's unlikely that we'll have a basis for rejecting the application. We're inviting problems. We're inviting litigation. We're inviting complaints. We're inviting taxing our already taxed police force, and I think it's a bad idea. I think lastly, the point that I would make is that if these things are pre-approved, a liquor license in waiting is tantamount to a handout for a political favor. Let's just call it what it is. Why would we do that? Why would we invite anybody to have that opportunity? I don't want to be presented with that opportunity. I don't think any of us should have that opportunity. So I think, and I firmly believe, even though council has started to move away from this, that all liquor license applications should come before City Council. All of them should be reviewed by City Council, and the applicant should show up and answer questions about the privilege of holding a liquor license. So I don't think that this should go to council. I don't even think it should be on the agenda generally, but it is. And I would invite people to come out and speak out against this, because we are creating an environment that is ripe for a lot of problems, and there's no reason for doing so.
You finish? Alderman Donenworth?
Okay, this is just the maximum number of liquor licenses. This is basically what we're talking about. This is not, you're pre-approved to get a liquor license. You still have to go through the same process as everybody else. If you open a business, you still have to go through. This is just a number of how many they can have. Am I wrong?
It's increasing the number of licenses by 25. Already 1, and it's increasing it to 175. There's 150.
Okay, but this is just making licenses available. This isn't giving people 25 licenses.
No,
This is
not
just giving the top that we can have 175 licenses available to the people that live in our town.
That is.
And they still have to be,
Understand.
they still have to be approved. They still have to run through all the rigmarole, the police department, code enforcement. They still have to do everything. This is not just, hey, Joe Blow comes in here and we give you a liquor license.
We create a liquor license every time someone comes before us and we approve it. We create a new license. Why would we create licenses for the future? Why would we just, in effect, print them and have them at the ready for somebody who comes before us? We take them on an as-requested basis after we have reviewed everything. We don't want a license in waiting. We want to create one if everyone passes every other step of the process. And the argument that I hear all the time is that it takes too long. Well, it should take a while. It takes a while to get a bank loan. You don't open a business overnight. It takes a while to negotiate a lease with the landlord. It takes a while to hire employees. It takes a while to get a line of credit so you can buy equipment and line up a food service contractor. It should take a while to have the privilege of serving alcohol in our city. So I don't understand why we're trying to take a shortcut here. And I don't think that anybody can articulate for me the problem that we're solving.
We have our finance director, Juan, wants to speak.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that the current recommendation is to add 25 licenses, but they're across different categories based on what our peak amounts were dating back to 2022. If that is met, like for example, tavern, we're just adding 2, but if there's more taverns, that would still have to come back to City Council for approval.
But to clarify, if we approved this ordinance tonight or next week or whenever it gets approved, what he just said is almost true, but not all true, because currently every license has to come before council, but with these, if they fit the category, they will not come before council.
That is correct. They would still go through
They'll
the
be
internal approval
removing the
process.
process of getting approved by council. They will be pre-approved if they, in theory, meet all the other steps they have to go through. But tonight, we're already taking one off of the agenda that was on here. So as I've said before, we have these establishments, potential establishments, whatever, that go through all these processes and then get to us, and then there's a problem. And we'll be removing that possibility of us, finding those problems, stopping the process, whatever it is. And as Alderman Hayes said, we're the ones that approve it. We're going to be the ones who have to hear from the community. We're going to have to be the ones who explain to our ward why this problem establishment got to be there, and we didn't have a say in them coming in the first place.
Okay. Is there any?
I'm just going to make a comment generally. Yeah, I'd like to hold it over. I'm moving closer to Alderman Newsom's camp as it relates to liquor licenses in the city. I'm not a blanket no, but it's more likely a no than not, because we have enough liquor establishments. Like Alderwoman Florian said, yes, you're opening a family restaurant that serves alcohol. I understand that concept. But these nightclubs and these bars that just cause problems and tax our already depleted resources, I don't see the benefit of that. So pre-approving liquor licenses or having them at the ready, say it however you want, spin it however you want, it's a bad idea. And there's no reason for it. Yeah, so I'll hold it over.
It can,
At this point in time, you have a motion on the floor. So are you exercising your prerogative to hold it over at committee?
I am, yes. Unless they want to vote to override it, which...
Well, usually that was done at the regular council, not in the committee. It has gone out of the committee with a negative vote, and it goes to the floor. It doesn't matter if it was,
I know in community development, we've had matters just held over by aldermen, and it just continues to the next committee meeting. So that's my request. And in the meantime, I welcome somebody to answer the questions that I posed.
All right, it's held over, and it will come back to finance in a month. Item F, motion to authorize the city treasurer to renew a letter of credit in the amount of $1,404,100 with Old National Bank, that should be Old National Bank, in order to meet the city's financial assurance EPA requirements relative to Yeoman Creek. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian, second. Second by Alderman Hayes.
I do want to give a little history on this so you have an understanding of it. In 1985, Yeoman Creek landfill, which was owned by the city of Waukegan, the EPA found that PCBs were going down the creek into Lake Michigan, and the Yeoman Remediation Committee was formed to take responsibility and start remediation. We signed a consent form to a federal judge. He assigned the percentage of responsibility for each. Waukegan was assigned 34% of the project and estimated a total 30 years or $30 million or more in over 35 years or more. I became treasurer in 2009. I realized that the city had fallen below the 5% deficit of their budget for 2 years in a row, which meant we did not meet our financial assurance. And we had to either pay in full, and we did not have the money. We were flat out of money, or pay the remainder of the debt, or I decided a letter of credit would be the best option for the city. We had to, required to do so. We've been required to do ever since and the project is ongoing. We pay the remediation community twice a year, called cash call. We've never default on any of our payments, and from '09, we are still required to have a letter of credit. So I'm asking the Finance Committee to recommend to the City Council to cover the basic letter of credit to Old National Bank for the reassurance of the Yeoman Remediation Committee. Any questions? I'll be glad to answer. You call me and I'll not occupy anybody any more time.
Are there any questions?
No.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Alderman Newsom,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Hayes,
Aye.
Alderman Donenworth.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item G, an ordinance increasing the number of Class K1 banquet liquor license by 1 to Alani Banquets LLC at 206 Genesee Street. Can I get a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian,
Second.
second by Alderman Donenworth. Are there any questions to this motion?
Is the applicant here by any chance? Yeah, could you come up? Hi there, good evening. If you could just state your name for the record.
Yes, Elena Alanis.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for being here. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing in the property now and what your plan is?
Yeah, so Alani Banquets is catered private events to family and corporations. So whether it be weddings, quinceañeras, anniversaries, baby showers. We also are trying to partner with the corporations, establishments to cater to whether it be certain private events for themselves, such as Uline, Genesee Theater. We're looking to partner with them as well.
Okay, so this Alani Banquets is not something that's open to the public to just walk in off the street, right?
Right.
Okay.
It's private only. As far as coming in, you have to make an appointment, but it's basically just for private events.
Okay, that helps. Thanks so much.
Did everybody read the executive content to know that what this used to be, the community action banquet facility? All right. No more questions. Can I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Newsom,
Nay.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Hayes,
Aye.
Alderman Donenworth.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item H, an ordinance increasing the number of Class E restaurant liquor licenses by 1 to Forrester Taco Restaurant at 438 Franklin Street. Can I get a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian. Second.
Second.
Second by Alderman Donenworth. Are there any questions to this motion? Roll call.
Alderman Newsom,
Nay.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Hayes,
Aye.
Alderman Donenworth.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item I has been requested to be removed from the agenda. And we have item J. An ordinance increasing the number of Class E restaurant liquor licenses by 1 to Barrera Dallas. Can somebody tell me how to pronounce that?
Birreria, Jalisco.
Jalisco, at 2118 North Green Bay Road. Can I get a motion on the floor?
Motion.
Motion by Alderman Donenworth. Second,
Second by Alderman Florian.
Alderman Florian. This is located at 2118 Green Bay Road. There was a liquor license there since 2021, restaurant 2021 till April 2025. This is a new application for a new business. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Newsom,
Nay.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Hayes,
Aye.
Alderman Donenworth.
Aye.
Motion carried. Reports. Does anyone have any questions regarding any of our reports? The casino, water consumption, stabilization fund.
I just have a quick question about
video.
enforcement. With respect to the food and beverage tax, I know quite often there have been restaurants that are delinquent in paying or late in paying or just don't pay at all. What have we changed our enforcement efforts at all, or do we have a plan kind of in place?
So there are plans to institute hearings for them to come in if they're not in compliance, and they can lose their license if they do not come into compliance.
Business license and liquor license, if that's the case?
Any license that they hold, correct?
Okay, all right, great, thanks.
I have a question regarding the push tax. Are we any closer to our corporation council? Any closer to getting any of those funds?
Still being litigated. I did speak with Mr. O'Grady about a week and a half ago. There's been new administrative complaints filed to merge the complaints at the district level, which we're opposing, and the circuit court has issued a stay. So we're basically in the same status. No, not backwards. Still moving forward.
Do we have any recourse? Like, could we take their license away till they pay, or?
We've been stayed from moving forward on that. So the circuit court has issued a stay. That we were moving through that process at the administrative level, and the stay is the circuit court has issued a stay on that. And I'm happy to get you that memorandum.
Well, you're a lawyer, so you know so that just means we said we can't do it. And am I wrong in saying that they probably did that because they want to keep getting the money they get out of the machines on a regular basis?
Yes. With that said, that there's still a dispute as to what constitutes the push. And that's what's being litigated at this point. And they're looking to force the gaming board to make a definition as well.
Leave it to lawyers to litigate the definition of the word push.
I'm not going to comment any further on that.
All right, are there any other questions? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Florian, second by Alderman Donenworth to adjourn at 6:13. Thank you.
And Public Works will start in 5 minutes at 6:18.